when you first created Mortal Kombat, I know it first came out in 92, right? But when did you actually start creating it? And did you have any idea that it would be what it is now today?
We started creating it in, I think it was like November of 91, maybe a little earlier than that, but it was the previous year. And we had no idea that we'd be here 30 plus years later, still talking about it and it being as big as ever. But we couldn't be more thankful about how everybody's embraced the game.
Yeah, it's an incredible legacy. I mean, what are you most excited about for this new? It's a whole new beginning, right? What are you most excited for players and fans to experience?
To me, there's 2 or 3 things. One is the story we're rebooting, right? This story literally starts with an actual Big Bang, right? Like the actual creation of the universe, and Liu Kang is the architect of this universe. So it's a brand new story. You're going to see the origins of all the characters again, and they're different this time. So Scorpion and Sub-Zero have been like always these adversarial, want to kill each other ninjas, and now they're brothers, right? So they have different, Liu Kang was like kind of like a Shaolin monk, the common man, and Raiden was the thunder god. They're switched now. Raiden is the common man, Liu Kang is the fire god. And so it's those kind of different relationships telling a brand new story with characters that you are recognize but are completely redefined. That's why we call it Mortal Kombat 1. So that, and then there's a gameplay feature called Cameos where you have 2 sets of fighters, your main fighter like you always chosen before, and then like an assist fighter that comes in and so that's a brand new feature that we've never done before. And again, because of that feature and the story feature I was just telling about, that all explains, why is it called Mortal Kombat 1? And that's the main reason.
That's awesome. Congratulations. I wish you many more years of success and many more versions of Mortal Kombat. So I'll let you enjoy Con, but thanks for talking to me today. So I would love to know, for anyone who might not be familiar with your role, Art Development Director, right? That's your title. What exactly does that entail?
So that entails, I'm in charge of environments and characters. So I with the super talented team at NetherRealm, I lead up the efforts for character design and environment design. Yeah.
Sounds fun.
It is fun. It's a dream job.
I love that. I can imagine. So, okay, without giving away too much, what are you most excited for this new version of Mortal Kombat?
I mean, it's really, I think, with the way Mortal Kombat 11 ended, right, and Liu Kang kills Kronika, becomes Fire God Liu Kang, and rewrites all of the universe of Mortal Kombat, right? So being able to start from that fresh of a slate, right, and being able to reimagine things as Liu Kang would see them, it has been really cool. So our big takeaway is this is Mortal Kombat through the eyes of Liu Kang, because he remade everything, right? So all of our design choices, all of our, character choices and motifs and just general, even down to like patterning on cloth and stuff, is taken through that lens, right? So Liu Kang grew up in China. He's a Shaolin monk. So we heavily pull from Chinese design aesthetics and things like that, and just that general kind of area, Southeast Asia, all of that. We pull all of that to give you a much more grounded kind of experience that is all tied in together with this, unique art style.
Wow, that's really cool. It sounds like a blank canvas infused with a lot of culture. So
absolutely, yes. It's really important to have that kind of grounded take on these things.
Absolutely. Well, I know there's other people that want to meet you, so I won't take too much of your time. But thank you. Have a great Comic-Con.
Thank you so much.
Of course. All right, so welcome to Comic-Con.
Thank you.
Tell me about your role in this new Mortal Kombat.
I play yet another ninja. For those who've followed my career, I've played several ninjas. This is another ninja. But I love the story that they've come up with and the world that they've created. And, Mortal Kombat has always been a fighting game. But when I came to this version, of Mortal Kombat, this reboot, the thing I was most excited about was the care that they put into actually telling a story. And characters with relationships and histories and the world that they're living in, and it's a lot of it is story driven, and that was one of the things that really attracted me about it.
I love that. What would you say is the most rewarding thing, and then conversely the most challenging thing about voiceover acting?
I would say one of the most rewarding things, and probably right near the top, is that it doesn't matter what I look like. Like I can play So, when I was doing on camera in theater before I really got into voiceover, you saw this guy and that was what you cast that guy. But when I'm auditioning for voiceover roles, it really opens up the field. It's very empowering as an actor. We have so little power, it's very empowering because you can sound like something. You have much more latitude in your voice than in your face, and what you look like. So,
For sure.
so I love that. One of the worst things is, as soon if I get a cold, I'm out of work till I'm the first thing that goes is my voice. Like it's so delicate. So I spend a lot of time trying to not get sick.
Understandable.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, last question because I know there's other people. What are you watching right now? What's other than Mortal Kombat? Obviously, do you play it?
Right. I don't play a lot of games. I don't play a lot of fighting games. Most of the games that I play these days are just kind of like story-driven, on rails. Maybe a few easy puzzles. As long as the cool. I just don't. My nerves are like too frayed by life and being a parent to a 7-year-old. I can't play games anymore where something is constantly trying to kill me.
Understandable for sure. Well, thank you so much for meeting with me. Have a great Comic-Con.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, of course. Well, welcome to Comic-Con, guys. Thank you. Of course. Congratulations on this new Mortal Kombat. I'm so curious, from a director's perspective, what are the challenges with directing voiceover artists who are? It's my understanding they're not together when they're recording.
No, they're not. It's really tough because you got to provide a lot of the context that they would normally get from working with another actor, and so it's having to have all that in your head and try to be able to express that succinctly and quickly so that we're not just hanging around with me going down the lore hole for 20 minutes and he's trying to explain something. Fortunately, with the modern technology now, we can do things, as we get further into the recording process, we can edit the work that we've already done with some of the actors and then be able to play that back. So the actors, they're maybe not they're acting against the other actor in real time, but they're hearing what the other actor has done and being able to adjust their performance to that. And that's really helpful when our editors can work that fast so that as we get deeper into the recordings that they can work against that work.
Yeah. Is that similar to ADR?
Well, ADR is where you're replacing other dialogue. They're not acting over another actor, but let's say Li Mei is in a scene with Liu Kang, and we've had Matt Yang King in a couple weeks before, and I can play Matt's performance for Kelly, and then so she can work against that performance, and it always pops a little bit better when you can do that.
Cool.
Also, you have to keep in mind that when we started this, the pandemic was still going, and so we were all still in quarantine, and so a lot of us had to have equipment shipped to our homes so that we could record, with microphones, like professional microphones and laptops, and then there would be like a little pamphlet that would just tell us how to put everything together, and then we would record remotely from our houses. So it was all of that on top of all of this new universe that was being created for this. So it was quite a lot to start with. I mean, by the time we finished, because the process took 2-3 years. Yeah. By the time we finished, we were finally out of quarantine and we were able to go into studio, and so it was a little bit different. But yeah, starting this process was a little bit crazy.
Wow, I bet. It's like the new beginning of Mortal Kombat coincided perfectly with the new beginning of the post-pandemic world.
Absolutely.
Yes, exactly.
So I know the panel hasn't happened just yet, but we won't be airing this until after Comic-Con it has wrapped. So can you tell us who your character is or a little bit about her?
Yes, actually this year, this Mortal Kombat, I'm not going to be playing Devora like I have been. I'm going to be playing a new character called Li Mei, which I really don't know much about, except that she's new.
But
Yeah.
she's her first time in the game in many, many, many years, at least since Armageddon, I believe. And so, like a lot of the characters, she's got a rebooted backstory. All of the effects and the moves, everything's been leveled up because obviously we can do a lot more than we could many, many years ago. And it's going to be really exciting. And people that are Li Mei fans that have been waiting for Li Mei to come back, I think are going to be really, really happy with this interpretation of her.
Well, that's exciting. Okay, I have one last question because I know other people want to talk to you too. Your background, you were Miss Teen USA, right?
Yes.
So I'm my background's in pageantry too, so I'm curious. I'm so curious how pageantry maybe shaped or informed your work as an artist, as an actor.
I do martial arts now because of my pageant background. There was a lot of fighting going on backstage.
There should be a series or a game about that.
Exactly. No, I mean, I feel like because I was Miss Teen USA, so that was like my first experience in pageants, and I was only 16. So it was. To me, that was my very first real acting challenge was pretending that I was a perfect teenager. And it
Weren't we all?
Yes, it seemed to work. I fooled them.
Oh, I love it. Well, I wish you both much more success. Congratulations on Mortal Kombat, and I'll let you enjoy con.